more advantage is when I use any of the software programming, just like a C programming, Java, .NET, yeah, R programming, all are case sensitive. But SAS is not a case sensitive. What is the meaning of case sensitive and not case sensitive? So I will show you one example. What is the meaning of case sensitive? So just like in C programming, yeah, R, we have to use just like a some. You have to just like this is a keyword data, data, data. But in when I and also another sometimes we have to use data. This is a uppercase, this is a lowercase, and this is a prop case. In R, C programming, Java, every keyword, every word have a different meaning. Data is the same, but this is the different meaning for the C programming, for R programming, for Java. Every other different meaning. But in SAS, data means otherwise in lowercase, otherwise in uppercase, otherwise in the prop case, all have the same meaning. So this is the one. This is one more advantage over the every of the software in the data fields. Just like in Python, R, and in MATLAB. MATLAB also have a good feature for data manipulations. So this is the more feature we have to use of the SAS. This is the every time of the interview you have to asking that why are you learn SAS and why are you not going to the art field? You are coming in the SAS field or are you not going to the Python field? So this is a very important and basic questions. So every time interviewer asking this type of questions. So this is the first question in the any of the interview, and sometimes in the certification exams, maybe have to ask from the properties. So in SAS or E also have a one of the programming part and another of the GUI part. So we are mainly discuss the programming part. In programming part, we have also discussed the two, one of the base SAS and another of the advanced SAS. This is a base SAS and another is the advanced SAS. So mainly advanced SAS mainly of the depend on the base SAS. So why are you use the advanced SAS? Just like I'll give one scenario. Just like I have to use when I use the proc print. So proc I have one data set is class data set. So I have required 100 times use the proc print, but this when I use 100 times, it means same program I use 100 times. It means it consumes the time and the space. So in place of that, I retain one time of the program and automatically it show the result 100 times. So I have to, that time we have to use the advanced SAS. See in advanced SAS also have to use the SQL and macro program, and also have the GUI part, also have the DI, VA, and different of the GUI, different of the company working on the different of the GUI part. Is a data integration we have to use the DI, and business analytics we have to use the BI, and predicting modeling you also use the minor we have to use SAS. For a statistical purpose we have to use the SAS enterprise guide. So different type of the GUI are there, but every GUI depend on the programs. So if you are good in the program, so after that we have to no problem, we have to work on the different of the GUI. And SAS, just like in R have a different type of function, different type of package, and different types of many of the things are there. And Python also same type of thing. But in SAS, they have only two steps. Only two steps. Remember that every time in SAS there are only two steps. Either have a data step and either have a proc step. So first have to in this is a very important question, and every time in the interview written test, there is some questions are always there regarding the a step boundary and the statement. So in this way, first step we have to discuss the what is the meaning of the SAS step, a step boundary, and SAS statement. So can you tell me about the what is the SAS step? Ankit yesterday already discussed. Anybody can you what is SAS step and a step boundary and SAS statement, and what is difference between SAS statement and the SAS step? Anybody can you explain? Can Neha, can you explain? Neha, Shreya, Sujata, Subhasri, can you explain what is the difference between a step and a step boundary and the statement? This is a very basic definition, and this so first we have to explain what is the step, a step boundary, and a statement. Anybody? This is a step, a statement. So every time, just like a next, we have to use set SAS help dot class and run. So Shreya, can you tell me how many statements are there in these programs, in highlighted programs?
Three.
Three. Yeah, Neha also told that three. And it means start with any of identify and ends with the semicolon. This is the one statement. Start with one identifying keywords, ends in with semicolon. This is the another statement. Same thing. Total number of three semicolons. It means three statements. And second, this is basic thing is what is boundary. So boundary is the mainly we have to mention a run, quit, and beginning of the program. So what first thing what is run, quit, and beginning of the program. So in the program we have to mention as the run. This is the boundary. So in this just like this is one program data one set help and run. So this is a one boundary in proc sql. We have to use a quit proc sql. In this program we have to use the quit boundary. And what is the meaning of the another program another keyword as the beginning of the new step? This is the this is the one boundary. And another boundary just like I have a mention it one program just like proc in data equal to like one and one. In this program there is no boundary, but there is another step are there. See, I already mentioned as a e, there is a two step in SAS have only have two step, one of the data step and one of the proc step. So when if this is a one data step up to SAS data one set SAS help dot class, this is the one program. And another step is this begin with the proc. So this is the meaning of the beginning of the new step. It means I have a three boundary. One is the run, another is the quit. Quit are mainly used in the proc data set procedures, some procedures, and also we have to use the proc SQL. Mainly we have to use the proc SQL boundary. And another many of the people are confusing about the what is the beginning of new SAS step. It means so SAS only have a two step, data step and proc step. When a beginning of the new step, this is the beginning of the new step. This is the another boundary. So anybody can me explain the how many a step, and how many statements are there in these all highlighted program? How many a step and how many statements? Yes, Raya, can you explain?
There are four statements and two steps.
Yeah,
First, the end of first step is after SAS helper class because it's starting. The next statement is starting the proc, which is beginning of new statement, and another step ends with run.
wait 1 minute. Now, how many a step and a statement total?
Seven statements and three steps.
Yeah, yeah, right. And how many boundaries are there?
Three.
Yeah. How to know there are three boundaries?
As many steps we have, that's the number of step boundaries.
Yeah, there is actually I already mentioned three type of boundary are there. Run, quit, yeah, beginning of new step. So so there I have to use the run. This is one boundary. This is another boundary, but there is not mentioned as a run, but this is the meaning of the beginning of the new step. So these are the definition of the step, boundary and statements. This comes every time, so many of the times how many step, how many statements, or every time to come in the SAS certification exam and the interview written test. This is a basic question every time have to come. The- mm, and some property already mentioned Ankit previous class. So now I have to start with the Ankit already mentioned about the SAS naming convention. This this is a very important topic in the interview and the certification exam. Yeah. SAS naming convention. So in the SAS naming convention, always we any start with underscore या letter, and second onward letter start with underscore letter या numeric, and a special character only permitted as only a underscore. What is this meaning? So this is very important question. This meaning just like we have to use such. So we have to use a this is the SAS name. Also this is SAS name SAS 5. This is also SAS name. When I start with 5 Sasi, this is a not a SAS name. SAS name mainly start with first. Is the first character is the underscore या letter. First character is the underscore या letter. After the first character may be underscore letter या numeric. So this is the very important every time in the certification exam. One question every time is there, and and the written examination every time is there. First question for SAS naming convention. Now, now I have to explain about the SAS environment, SAS session. So in this SAS have a two window. One of the primary window and one is the secondary window. In primary window and secondary window. In also have a, so just like in SAS, in SAS, so left hand side window is the Secondary window, there is a two tabs, one of the explorer and another is the result. And right hand side window is the where where I have written many of the programs. So there is a three tab. One of the editor window, another is the log window, and one is the output window. So in editor window, so mainly we have to use to writing the program, modifying the program, deleting the programs. So we have to use in the editor window and log window. So just like when I use the one program, and also use that there is a one symbol submit. When I run, when I click this program, after we have to check in the log window. So there is a show the any of the message in the log window. And if we show any type of result, just like I show you by one program, just like a print that I go to SAS help dot class. So after submitting this program, we have first to check in the log window. In the log window, also show the program and also show the notes in the blueprint. In there also show total number of 19 observations and what is the real time and CPU time also we have to mention. And output window it show the total number of data in particular data set what have available, how many observation and how many variables are that there which shown in the output window. And they and secondary window there is also result and explorer. In result also we have to mention when I run the program also created some of the links just like I create this window will come. So just like first time I have to use the proc print, second time when I use the proc print, what happened? When I use the proc print, we have to sort in the result window. There is also a print procedure. This is first program result and this is the second program result. And what is the explorer? Explorer and anybody have idea means what is the meaning of the explorer? What is the basic definition of the explorer? Can you explain anybody? Some icons are there, computer, library, file shortcuts. In computer, so we have to fetch the any of the data in particular from the positions from the when I use the computers. And also there is a library. So in SAS have a different type of library. There mainly you have to use two types of library. One is the work library, another is the SAS help, SAS user, maps, and maps. These are the libraries. So this is the important things and every time you have to ask in the certification exams is what is library. So what is the meaning of the library also? So library is a mainly of it is a collection of SAS file in alphabetical order and it is divided into two parts. One is temporary library, another is the permanent library. And there is also one of the very important question in library in from the SAS library. Only work is the temporary library except the work library, all of the permanent library. Except work library, all of the permanent library. So, so mainly, I also mention type of file we have to mention it dot SAS7 bddat dot SAS7 bdat. These are the extension of the SAS file. And there is also mainly we have to use the SAS help library. In the SAS help library we have to kept of the different of the data sets. So we have to show it there is a SAS help library. So different type of data set, AD, there is also a air data set, just like we have to. there is a variable name date, and so different types of data sets are available in the SAS help library. So there is a class data set, air data set, different stock data sets. These are inbuilt library. There every data sets are available. So this is the one important thing. And now we have to first have to discuss this today. From today's syllabus, we have to discuss about the library, Proc print, and Proc content. So first, I have to these are the important library, and first, just like a don't worry about this program, just like a data one set SAS help dot class and run. So in this, what is the meaning of the this program? This is a data step. Start with the data keyword and ends with the run keyword. Ends in with every time have a semicolon. In this program have a three statements and one step. When I mention is the data statement, in data statements start with a data keyword, and after I mention is one, two, three, depend on you. This is the data set name. What you want a different type of data set, 1 2 3, just like a wave msg, this is also data set name, depend on you what you want. So just like I mentioned, this is one. And set means set, this is one of the keywords. This is set a statement. It the fetch the data from the particular location. So which location? Just like a SAS help. Help is a one file, and in this file have a one data set, have a class. So how to go? I already mentioned as a SAS help. We know that the self help is the permanent library which are already available in the SAS. So there is SAS help is available in the library. So there is a one file. In this file, these data sets are available. We have to show this where is the dataset class, CL class. Yeah, these datasets are available in the SAS help file. So this is one library and this is a dataset. When I open the dataset, this is a class dataset. In the class dataset, have a 19 observations and 6 variables: name, sex, age, height, and weight. These are the variable names, and these are the students. Have a total number of 19 total 19 number of students are there. So I want to I want to copy the SAS class data set to one. I want to copy all the data set in one data set. I also want to create in one data set. So I have to use for fetching of the particular data. So we have to use the set statement, and also want to create one data. So we have to use the data statement. So now we have to run this program. What happened? When I running this program, we have to after we have to check in the log window what happened. I use the data one data says help class and run. There are 19 observations, and from it there are 19 observations. Read from the data set says help class, and the data set work dot one. We already mentioned as there is one temporary library. This is one work is the only temporary library, and except that work library everybody is a permanent library. This is the important. And there is mentioned data set work dot one has 19 observation and 5 variables. Now we have to check. There is a work library. There is a work library. In this work library, now we have created a one data set. Yeah, same thing. Both, yeah, this is a class data set. There are 19 observation and 5 variables. same thing, have total 19 observations, same variables. This is a program for copying the one data set, class data set, data into the one data set. And this is a program for copying the of the data. So what mainly we have to discuss about the what is the data one. So data one, yeah, work dot one, both have the same meaning. If I not mention as work, it means meaning as a default as work library. It will create in the work library. So this is the work library. This is a temporary library. So what is the meaning of temporary library and permanent library? Anybody have an idea about the temporary and permanent library? Gaurav, can you explain what is the meaning of temporary and permanent library? But work library is the temporary library. It means when SAS session is closed, it means when I close the session, after after closing the when you again reopen the session, yeah, when you reopen the SAS software, there is a one data sets are not there. But I want to save this data set for the future reference. So how to this particular data set in particular location, how to? So in this we have to use the one of the statements. This is the live name. This is the important. This is the definition. Live name, live ref, and also this is a path where you want to store the particular file. So just like we have to this time we have to show how many libraries are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But I want to create one of the library just like a Shashi SK. Live name, SK, and path where we want to store the particular data set. So first I have to create one of the path, just like I will create one file folder in my desktop. This is the now we have to copy the location and paste in the path in place of path. Now when I run this statement, first I start with keywords live name, and this is the live ref. So depend on you what you want, SK, A, B, C, D, depend on. And also I have some property for the library. So maximum length is for live ref, maximum length is 8 character. This is the very important. Many times so this question will comes in different of the scenario. So maximum length is SK is maximum is the 8 character. We can't use we can't use 9 character or 10 character. And same name as the SAS name. I start with a letter, yeah, underscore. This is the first character, and second character is the start underscore letter, yeah, numeric. And also this is a case insensitive. So in this now we have to run what happened. Now this time have a total number of 6 library. When I run this statement, now we have to see there is SK. It means we have created a SK library. This time no data, no files are available in the SK library. Now how to store this temporary data set? One is the temporary data set where we have to create it in the work library. These are the work library. But I want to store in the particular file. It means we have to store in the SK library. And SK library location is the my desktop folder where you already created a new folder. So how to use it? So I have to use sk dot. Previously means work dot work work dot one have the same meaning as one. There is no there is no difference. So when I use the sk, just like we have to use SAS help. SAS help is the one folder. In this one folder there is another of data. So first I have to use the sk. So just like there is a SAS help. In SAS help there is one data set. SAS help there is a class. In SAS help there is a class. So same type we have to use. First is the library and another is the data set. So where you want to save the data set? In the SK library. And where is the SK library? SK library location is the in my desktop, and there you already have created a one folder name. This folder name is new folder. After that, when you run the program, what happens? One data set is created in a web. First, you have to check the in log window. Yeah, we have to yeah. Previously, when I used the data one, so that time the data set work.1 has 19 observation and 5 variables. But this time have sk.1 has 19 observation and 5 variables. It means previously work have created in the work library, but this time one data set have created in the sk library. You have to check in the where is the sk library. Yeah, yeah. Now one is created in the sk library. Now we have to check one thing. Yeah, and sk library location is new folder in my desktop. Now there is one dot SAS. There is extension is SAS7 BDAT. It means SAS7 BDAT means these are the data set extension. When it is software program extension is .sas. When I want to save this program, just like this is I want to save this program, so there is a one option is the save. Yeah, otherwise we have to go file and save it where you want to save. So I want to use save where, just like a desktop where so there is just like function.sas. There is my another program. There is extension name is .sas for the for program, but data set have a, yeah, for dataset dot extension is .sas7 bdat. So everyone have to understood what is the meaning of the temporary library and permanent library, and how to convert temporary library to permanent library, and how to store the particular any of the class, any type of data set from the different type of library to store in the in my particular permanent library. These are very important things. In many of the scenario we want to store the particular library, one library to another library, and copying the first one data set to different type of data set. This is one basic thing in this, how to create a library and how to store the temporary library to permanent library, and what is the difference between the temporary and permanent. So in this very important things, everybody remember about that. So only work is the temporary library, except then work everything is the permanent library. This is a very important question. Many, about 90% people are confused regarding this of the concept. So every time I have to told that only work is the temporary library, except then the work everything is a permanent library. So in this I already mentioned that first the library.1. This is a library name, another is dataset name. So I already mentioned it. This is the library name, and this is dataset name. This is library name, this is dataset name. Library name, this is SK. SK is one library, SAS help is a one library, work is one library. So so anybody have a problem regarding the what is how to convert temporary library to permanent library? Anybody have a problem? Anybody have a problem? Can you print? So Proc,
Hello, Sasi. I just
yeah,
executed the first program.
yeah,
Hello.
yeah.
So I executed proc content data SAS help.car. So I'm seeing here this something like the SAS system contains procedures. So here it's like dataset name,
Yeah,
member type, created ID,
yeah,
and then there are like alphabetical list of variables and attributes where I can see cylinders, type,
yeah,
its
yeah,
length. So
yeah.
all these kind of things.
So, so, so main thing. So, what is the meaning of the pro content? So, pro content we have to check in the result window. We have to check the result with the content. This SSL broadcast. They have to
Yes,
show.
yes.
Yeah, yeah. There will show attribute, engine host, variable, and society. What is the attribute? The attribute is the engine host, variable, maybe these are variable and attributes are there. Yeah, so what is the meaning of the engine? What is the pro description? What is the meaning of that? So pro content, this is a simple syntax. Pro content data equal to input data set name. There is also some of the option and run a statement. It has menu to use. It display descriptive portion of the data set by default by show the result in the menu of the three parts. One is the attribute, another is the engine, just like already shown in the program. Attribute, engine, variable. These are mainly you have to define in the three parts. What is attribute? In attribute, it contains information about the data set, name, type, engine, and number of variable, number of observations are there. Just like we have to show the total number of observation, total number of variable, index, observation length, which engine are you use, data set name, last modified, created, encoded, and label. मतलब attribute, it contains information about the data set name, type, engine use, number of variable, number of observations. These are available in the attributes. But and another portion is the engine या host information. It contains information about page size number of page, maximum number of observation per page, part with extension, just like a data set page size, number of data set page, first data set page, obvious first page, file location, host created. We have to every information are available in the engine या host option. And another is the variable. In variable, it display information about the variable name, type, information variable name, type, length, format, label. It will show in the this variable. So it means this pro contents we have to use in the it display the descriptor portion every time in certification exam and written of the interview exam. This question have to ask in the what is the pro content. Simple definition. Every time you have to ask the definition of the pro content. It display descriptors for a descriptor portion of the data set. By default, it's showing the result of three parts. One of the attributes, engine, and variables. These are important regarding the certification exam and the interview written exam. So already, so what is the first program? What is the meaning of? So I already mentioned there is some option. So same program now we use the where name NODS. So this time these are not required. How to try? First we have to use the what is the meaning different of the option where name and the these are also important sometime of the ask in the interview. This question maybe ask in the interview. So when I first have to discuss the where name, what happened with the where name? When I run this program, what happens? So previously we have to show that uh, variable is previously in the variable are shown in the alphabetical order, but this time we have to show in the var name in the creation order. This time not shown in the alphabetical order. Var name it display the variable in the creation order, but previously the previous time where you not use the var name option, that time it show as a alphabetical order. So there is only one difference to use the var name. So when I use the another option, NODS, when I use the NODS, it is used to keyword and suppress the description portion of the individual dataset. So when I show there is a level, when I check in this program, we already mentioned it. Yeah, so first I explain this. When I use this program, yeah, yeah, yeah. First I have to select this particular program. So either we have to use the this icon, yeah, use the F3. F3 the shortcut. Yeah. So in this program, what is so there is a label and the description. There is also show the label and the description of the every data sets. When I use the underscore all, I am not messing as a car data set, class data set, yeah, different type of set. I use the underscore all. Underscore all underscore, it means it fetch the all data set which are available in the particular library. In SAS help library have a many of data set. It means it show the all this it show the it display the all the description portion of the all the library. So in this have about 16 data sets are available. So in this so the so first you have to show the label. What is the label? In this show the engine physical name and type for every of the data set, and also show the descriptive portion. Descriptive portion show the attribute engine variable for the every of the data set. We have to check in the air data set, by data set, by data set, car data set, e class data set, CLN. So so what is the meaning of all? Underscore all means it display the all the data set. So so this is the use for underscore all. When I use the NODS, it means it suppress the description portion. Now we have to check what happened when I use the NODS. When I use the NODS, now we have to check there is only for level. There is only available as level. Description portion are not there. It means it means NODS suppress the description portion. When I use the NODS option, it suppress the description portion. When we want to describe the description portion, we have to use the NODS. And when you want to check in the particular creation order, so that time we have to use the var name. So these are simple of the proc print. What is the meaning of proc print when we use this procedure? Now we have to explain the proc content. After that, proc print. So what is the proc print? First, I have to explain the data set. Now we have to explain the proc content. Now, what is the proc print? Proc print are mainly we have to use the display the particular data set. So just like I have a car data set. First, I will show you where is the car data set.
Hello, Shashi.
Yeah, yeah, Gaurav.
Hello.
Yeah, Gaurav.
Yeah, this is Rizwan.
Yeah, Rizwan.
Rizwan.
Yeah. That is one.
So when do we use this proc content in the real world?
Yeah.
So do we usually use this?
No, actually, in the real-time scenario, yeah, any of the project, we want to check the mainly we have to check that what is format, what is the length. Just I will show you one of the program. Yeah, there is a var name. In var name, there is a variable name, type is character, and length is 13. And format is this time not mentioned as format, but this variable MSRP is numeric, length is 8, and dollar and label. So every time we have to change the label, every time we have to change the format. Maybe next weekend Arun have to mention the how to change the format, how to change the length, how to change the label. So so that time we have to check the what is the variable length, what is the variable type, what is the variable length. So that time we have to use the pro content. So mainly we have to
Okay,
check the,
thank you.
mainly we have to check the description portion. This is a descriptive portion for particular variable.
Okay.
Yeah. So now we have to use the proc print. In proc print, mainly we have to use to display the data set in the output window. There is an output window. First I delete the previous everything. Clear. Log window is also clear. Edit. Go to clear. Yeah. Now proc print. This is a syntax. For syntax is proc print. This is a basic syntax. This is a proc print data input data set name. There is also some option, and there is a variable statement or ID statement. This is not an inner statement. This is an ID statement. ID statement and variable name and run. By default, it print all the variable in all the observation. This is important. It default it print all the variable. When I not use the var in the ID statement, that time just like if there is a first program id and in id where an id statement not used, then what happened? By default it print all the variable and all the observation with an observation column toward left hand side of the output window. It print the output in the list form. So, so what is the where statement? Where a statement define the variable and observation in the output window. And ID statement, ID it suppress the observation column and ID variables comes in the first variable. So first you have to check how it works. So when I use the proc print, it means car dataset. Where is available? These card are available in the SAS help library. So where is the SAS help library? There is a library, there is SAS help, there is a cars. These are data set. So these data set now have to print this data set in the output window. We have to use the proc print. So when I use the car data set, same data set when you have to display in the output window, we have to use the proc print. So when you run this program, what happens? Yeah, everything are displayed in the all car dataset information now have available in the output dataset. Now another is the no ODS. Simple the car dataset is a very big. So this is a for a class dataset is a good. So here first I check this class dataset. This is a class dataset. In class dataset have a 19 observation and 5 columns. These are 19 observation and 5 columns means 5 variable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 variable. In it will display in the output window. When I use the no obvious, then what happen? Now we have to check what happens is no obvious. No obvious means it suppress the observation. Previously we have to show that there is a observation, name, sex, age, weight. When I use the no obvious, it means it only suppress the observation. This particular program obvious. You have to check the suppress the observation column. This is a no obvious. When I use the double means it increase the space between the two observation. Previously what happened? Previously no space in between two particular observation. Now we have to use the double option. It means give the some space. When you require a some space between two observation, then we have to use the double option. But in mainly real scenario, mainly not use the double. But now we have to use the obvious equal to 13. Obvious equal to 13 means we in class data set have a 19 observation. When you want only 13 observation, so we have to use obvious equal to 13. Now first 13 observation. When I use option obvious equal to 13, when I use obvious equal to 5, it means first 5. Obvious equal to 19, first 19. These are only one option. And also one another concept we'll explain in another class. First obvious and obvious, how to control how to control in particular observation. I want to display only observation number 5 to 10. I want to display only observation 8 to 14. So there is also have an option. We have to use the first obvious. First obvious. It will explain another class. So now we have to explain the where statement and idea statement. So when I run the simple this program, there is a 5 variable, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I don't require all the variable. In the class data set have 5 variable. Maybe in real scenario, one data set have about 200 variable, 300 variable. But I want to print only 2 or 3 variables. But I want, just like this scenario, I want only 2 variables, name and sex. Then we have to use in where statement. Where variable name and sex. I already mentioned this is the case sensitive. SAS is the case insensitive. So when I use the name, a small n, a capital N, both have the same meaning. When I run this program, name and sex. Now name and sex. So where statement, it defines the variable and observation in output window in particular variable name. And what is the idea statement? What happened with the idea statement? When I use the idea statement, when I use the replace the idea statement, what happened in the idea statement? In idea statement, it suppress the observation column and id variables comes in the first variable in the output window. So when I use the id name set, it suppress the observation and name will start with the first column is the name. Now we have to use the set. No, let's try with the set. Actually, what is the main data set of observation, name, sex, height, age, height, and weight. And when I use the idea statement, it suppress the obvious column and first variable is the id statement variable. There is a mention as sex variable. It means I start with the sex variable. So now we have to what happened in this obvious column is suppressed and I start with the sex variable. After that another names will come. So these are the some options. So we have to use in the particular In proc content have two statements, where statement, idea statement, and some of the options, double, no ODS, and sometimes we don't want to no print, just like every time we have to display in output window. So in another procedure, just like proc print, if proc freak, proc mean, we have to use the no print option. These things will explain in the another class when we discuss the proc mean, proc free. So anybody have a problem regarding the proc print, proc content, library, and and also property of library, and property of naming convention, property of property of SAS, and anybody have a doubt, please ask.